Hey, what's up? This is Taylor with Body Temple System, and I wanted to make a special video for you, and I basically want to talk about how to get motivated again. When we lose motivation, we fall off the bandwagon and we're not executing the plan that we had before. Maybe we set goals at the beginning of the year. You know, I'm gonna work out every day this whole entire year, or I'm gonna work out 5 days a week, or I'm really gonna look at my diet and I'm gonna do better with my diet, and you've already fallen off and you're beating yourself up about it, but life got in the way, things happened. But the reality is it does happen where we lose motivation, but we wanna get it back. We just don't know how or where to start. So that's what we're going to talk about, and we're going to go through these things so that you can regain motivation to get back on the bandwagon and start executing a plan so that you can get the results that you want with your fitness, with your health, and really transforming your body, mind, and spirit so that you can live more abundantly and you can outpour on others around you, and just be living a purpose that's bigger than yourself. So let's talk about that. The first thing is expectations, and really understanding expectations and understanding how progress works. Because if you have unclear expectations or you have extreme expectations, it can be debilitating because you're really not sure what's going to happen, and so you're paralyzing yourself from getting started. But also, this is probably why you fell off in the first place. It's because you didn't really understand what to expect in terms of results. So just being educated, and I'm going to write that here, on progress. Being educated on progress. And you cannot expect great extreme results super fast. What you should expect, and if you're a female, losing 1 to 2 pounds of fat per week is a reasonable expectation. And about that for males too, about 2 to 3 pounds a week. But obviously it depends on where your starting body composition is at. If you have 100 pounds of extra weight on you, that could probably be more. You could probably lose 2 to 3 pounds of fat per week. It really depends, but you need to be educated on just progress and where it's going to go, and also understand things like the menstrual cycle, and when you enter that time of the month and progesterone levels come up, you're going to have some added water retention or bloating, and so you'll feel like you're heavier or look heavier, or your belly's bigger, but it's just water retention. So just understanding that you need to know how progress works, and that is something that we'd want to dive into in a different video or training, but just being educated on progress. The second thing to getting remotivated again is really goal setting and knowing how to goal set. What you want to do is reverse engineer the goal that you have into bite-sized chunks so that our willpower, we can access more willpower to execute this stuff. Because if you come up with a huge goal of losing 100 pounds and then you go through 4 weeks and you've lost 5 or 6 pounds, you're not motivated anymore. But if you had the goal of 1.5 pounds of fat per week and you get to the end of the month and you've lost your 6 pounds, you feel great. So goal setting and then reverse engineering that goal, just like we talked about. So maybe your 1 year goal is to lose, I'll write this, 80 pounds. So that means 6 months you want to lose 40, 3 months you want to lose 20, and that means each month, in the next month, 1 month, you want to lose 7 pounds. So really being clear about your goals. And here's something about goal setting. If you keep it in your head, it's not real. Yeah, if you keep your goals to yourself, it's really not a goal. And we're gonna talk about it a little bit, but you need to have accountability and you need to speak your goal to another living person so that that goal can be real and that you can have accountability to that goal. Because you're really gonna invest yourself in the goal more if you've really put yourself on the line and put yourself out there and told people, hey, I want to lose 7 pounds in the next month. That's my goal and that I'm going to go after. But if you keep it in your head, the execution is not going to happen. So make sure you goal set and you do it in bite-sized chunks. And then when you're hitting those goals, you need to have rewards. This is how motivation works. We need to reward ourselves when we hit those different tiers of those bite-sized chunk goals. So maybe you tell yourself, you know what? After I've lost my first 7 pounds in a month, I'm gonna buy that pair of shoes that I've been looking at. Or obviously you don't want to treat yourself with food, and that's something that we'd have to talk about in another video as well, but you don't want to reward yourself with food and emotionalize food, because it's just perpetuating the problem that happened in the beginning of why you have excess weight or excess fat. So, but reward yourself at these different markers. That's going to help keep you motivated and also give you motivation to jump back in, because then you have something you're shooting for, even outside the desired, the intrinsic goal of just wanting to feel better and feel healthier. The last thing is planning your cravings. Again, this is something we could delve into in a bit more detail, but we're all going to have cravings. I really like pizza. So I need to have a plan to still enjoy pizza and implement these cravings, because otherwise they'll pop up and I'll binge on it, or I won't have a plan, I'll have too much of it, or I won't moderate it, and all of a sudden I'm set back and I lose motivation because I'm right back to square one. So you need to plan and manage cravings. And you do that, the way that we do that is through flexible dieting, which basically is understanding what your calorie intake should be in a day and what the macros should be based on that calorie intake. So what your protein, carb, and fat intake should be. And then 10% of your food can be those fun craving foods that you work into that calorie and macro allotment, so that you learn how to implement those cravings and manage those cravings without having them sabotage your progress and your results. All right? So I know you feel stuck, and I know it's hard to get back in the game and go after these big goals, but these are some simple things you can do to get remotivated and get back on top of it. So this is Taylor with Body Temple System, and I hope you enjoyed.